Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And in between episodes I did a live stream, so this is what we built in the live stream. Thank you to everybody that attended and chatted. It was so nice getting to know each and every one of you. I live stream on YouTube. In the live stream we built the tractor and I was going to be building this barn, but I ran out of resources. Getting this much mangrove wood was very time consuming, and that is the reason why we're going to be building the log farm today. So let's go see where that's going to happen. Over here in the distance, right there in this area that I've smoothed out over here, well, this is the log farm. So what's going to happen is the trees are going to be growing over here. There's going to be a sweeper that's going to come across with mechanical blades. It's going to come through and chop down all the trees, deposit the wood into an interface. It's going to be storing it over here. It's going to be a big building over here. Okay, so the reason why my farm is going to be way better than the other farms out there is because I have decided I'm splitting up the wood that I use versus the wood that I don't use. So what does that mean? Half the farm is going to have wood that I use more often, so things like spruce and cherry and mangrove, versus the other side of the farm that's going to have birch and oak and like a cha-cha, which I don't need that often. So I can actually turn off those different modules. So I can turn off the birch side if I don't want a lot of birch, and I can keep the spruce side running to make sure I have more of it. And that's why this farm is going to be totally awesome. So if you want to watch it, let's get into the time lapse. Okay, so before I give you a tour of this brand new build, we need to finish up the harvester. This is the harvester over here. So this is the whole length of the harvester. And I've got these deployers that need to go in. The reason it hasn't gone in yet is because I need to tell you about this. So the deployer is going to be put on every single block that has dirt on it. So there's dirt underneath there and there. So what we're going to do is we're going to crouch and we're going to click it that way. So the deployer hand is going to come out the back. So when this chops any of the wood, it's going to pop another sapling and it will just keep going down that way. So we just shift and we place it. So I'm going to place all of these quickly and I'll bring you back in for the next step. Okay, so just remember this section over here where you've got the dark oak. They have to be in a 2x2 fashion. So you have to make sure that you've got two deployers next to each other so that they can actually grow it correctly. And this is the last one. All right, so that's been done. Okay, so we're going to use the saplings over here. We're going to create a filter, and that's because that's where the cherry blossom is there. And there we go. So it will only be planting cherry blossom saplings. Dark oak over there, so that we make sure that we've got the 2x2. And then over here we've got spruce. So we're just going to be doing that. So I've just offset it over here as well. And then with the mangrove, I'm sure you noticed that this was quite an awkward little arrangement here. In Mr. Beardstone's video, I referenced quite a few videos to make this build. With his video, he said that since the mangrove grows its roots in each of the directions, it will grow north, east, south, west. We need to make sure that we're growing our propagules in a diagonal format like this, and that will make sure that each spot will get a sapling. The chances of it overlaying any of these areas are quite slim. So you see here it works out pretty well. So in my testing, it worked out awesome and we didn't have to worry about it. And that way we get enough of the saplings because this tree doesn't produce enough saplings. Okay, and then on this side, acacia, jungle, oak, and birch. Okay, so same thing. So we've got acacia on this side because that was the last one over there. So acacia, and we've got jungle. I didn't grow these in the 2x2 because they stop making vines and it's going to get messy. And lastly, but birch, I only have 6 saplings of this. So I'm going to pop these over here and I'm just going to put the rest in So when this takes off for the first time, it's got enough saplings to plant. You don't have to put it in each of them. I'm just doing it for to make sure that I have put all of them in. But if you just put it all into one single barrel, it will still work. Okay, let's get all of this glued up so we know that when we turn this thing on, it's all going to work and it's all going to go together, because last thing we need is for this thing to not go anywhere. All right, so this side's glued up. I'm going to glue up this side. So just the mechanical saws up to there, and this dude, and then he gets latched onto there. All right, cool. So we don't have to worry about this interacting with anything here, because the saws generally take care of anything before that gets there. So if anything's in its way, the saw will kind of chop it down before this gets to hit anything. So we don't have to worry about that. And then let's go down to the bottom. Okay, so this is where all the magic happens, and I just had to make sure that all of this was in the right sequence, and I will be doing the second one over here with you, and then you can see how it all goes together. So we need to stick these two together, because that's the redstone interface. And then this and this. Is this all stuck together now? I think it is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, now this whole thing is glued all the way down. Let's give it a whirl and see if it goes. All right, so this is the power. So you can see the gantry's turned on. And there it goes. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's gone very far. And that's because it has to chop the wood over here. And there we go. That one's gone. And it's planted. We just need to add the rest of the dirt over there. But you see it planted 2 by 2. This one's going to plant 2 by 2. So these are going to grow. And there we go. That's how the whole thing works. And then when it gets to that side, the two interfaces are going to connect. Oh, and I haven't linked this controller. Okay, let's link the controller. Okay, here's a controller link. Add. And then and to multiple. Okay, there we go. And then we can just link all of these drawers. There we go. So all of these drawers are now linked to this controller. So when anything comes through, so anything that's been harvested comes through over here, it's all going to go through to these controllers. Oh, hang on. There's some controllers. There's some drawers on the side. There we go. Add those. Okay, now you can see all of those drawers have been added to that controller. Okay, so it started from this side because these are the drawers that are linked first. So we just need to rearrange all of these items, put them in the correct places, and everything's working. Okay, so I'm going to do this side with you now. This is making its way back nice and slowly while it's cutting everything down. Oh, there's a tree there. All right, I'll take those down. Okay, then on this side, so let's get this side going. So first of all, we need to get these shafts to grow. Okay, there we go. These things are going to grow nice and over here. Okay, there we go. Now we are at the end. So these two are at the end. Here is the redstone contact. So that's going to make sure that this thing goes back. Right, let's go back. Okay, so now that we have the shaft all the way down over here, let's get this assembly applied on this side, but just mirrored. Starting with the gear shift, and you place it over here, and we've got the clutch, and we place this over here. So what this does, this turns this gantry shaft, so it sends it away, and then it reverses it when it gets to that side, and it comes back. And this is the power. So essentially when we've got this thing, and we're adding a power to it, so I'm going to just let it run for 32, because 32 is enough time for it to go there, do its thing, and come back. It's not a stupid speed, because at the end of the day, you don't want it to fly back and forth so quickly. It needs to be able to glide nicely. And then these are the redstone links. So these redstone links is how we control the gear shifts from turning clockwise or anti-clockwise. So what we do here, so this is to power. So to make sure that this thing has power. So let's just set the code here. The code that I've set for this one, because it's the light wood, I've put the light colors, and then the dark wood, I've used darker colors. So if we have a look over here, we've got the spruce and the dark gray wool, spruce, dark gray wool. So what this does is when this redstone contact hits on the other side, it sends the receiver here, and it tells this thing to start turning the opposite direction. So essentially we want to make sure that we do the same over here, and that is to power it on. So at the front, we've got power switches. So I'll show you how that works shortly. But this is the information for power. And we need to make sure that it's receiving. There we go. These are going to be receiving. So you see the power was on. So this means that the switch is probably off with the wall. And that's why this has stopped moving. So let's carry on. Okay, the power toggle latch. So this is going to ensure that it's going to be turning the right way. The frequency for this one is wood at the top. So the red one has wood. The bottom one, the blue one, has wool. And that's how we're going to do it from there. Okay, so there's the carriage gantry. Very cool. Then the redstone contact goes in there. And then here is the next redstone contact. So you can see with that one over there, the two ends are touching. These two ends are touching. And we need to make sure that the frequency matches this. So again, we're going to be using the strip birch on the red and the light gray you see there on the blue. So now this means these two frequencies are the same. This is the receiving frequency. So we need to have the receiver turned on. And you see the receiver is turned on over there. Here we go. So that means that these are essentially good to go. We just need to make sure that this thing has power. Okay, so this one was all connected. This one is glued up nicely. Let's glue these together. So we need to glue the redstone contact and the gantry together. And then obviously the gantry needs to be glued to the whole device. So over here, we're going to be putting an andesite casing. There we go. So this whole contraption is now glued together. Here we go. All right. Should we send it on its maiden voyage? Let's do it. Okay, so it doesn't have power. And let's go power it. Here is the basic power station. So for the light one, which is on this side, we can turn it on. Okay, it was going the wrong way. Here we go. And it's off. But I need to just double check that we did this one at the back here. Let's just have a look. Okay, this one hasn't been done. So we've got wood at the top and we've got wool at the bottom. And now these should all be in pairs. So now when this wood chopper gets to that side, it should interact with the storage interface. And then once it's done, it should go back. As you can see, it's planting all of the saplings in the correct places. So that's working out quite nicely. The reason it missed these places is because it doesn't have dirt. So let's add the dirt. And there we go. It is finally connected, and that means all of the wood is coming through. And hopefully I've set these filters correctly and they'll be filtering in properly. Okay, so we've got a proper ghoul on this side, but that doesn't matter. Here we go. It's made its way all the way back over here and it's taken off again. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Okay, that's cool. So this side is working. Let's send this side off. So making sure that everything is turned on. Okay, it doesn't have power. Okay, let's turn it on over here. And there we go. It's coming through. Here's the farm in full swing. It's looking so cool. So I'm just going to stand here for a little bit and give you a little bit of a time lapse so you can see the farm working up and down. It's quite a beautiful, slow process, but this farm pumps out wood and it's actually really cool. And there we go, we have a clear field again. Alright, so I want to discuss the bottom over here. So this is basically the wall that controls these two modules moving up and down. So I've set the light grey wool, so you got the light grey wool and the light wood for this side, and then the darker wool and the darker wood for this side. So essentially what happens is this is the power switches, so that will stop these arms moving up and down. So I just want to see if we get to the end there. I can stop that guy from moving. Okay, there we go. It's now turned off. That whole farm is turned off. This isn't running anymore. And the way that I designed it is I wanted these two things to be completely separate. So The wood that I don't use that often, like the, you know, acacia wood, acacia wood, and the birch and you know, these types of wood, I don't use that often. So it didn't make sense to have this farm running all the time versus this side where I'm going to be using a lot of mangrove, obviously use a lot of spruce. So these are the types of woods that I need to run more often. And that's why this machine is just going to keep going. And the whole thing being completely modular for me makes sense. I know that there's a lot of these gantry type wood farms or tree farms that have one long arm sweeping across the entire field. But for me, it just made sense to separate it. And that's why this farm is the best farm. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that to get back out to that side. So I'm just going to run a bit this way to make sure that it's getting to the end. It has chopped down that spruce. Okay, and it's at the end. There we go. That's it. The farm has been turned off. How easy is that? Oh my goodness, these trees growing right in front of my face. There we go. The farm's been turned off. So all we need to do is when we want to go away from the farm, it's best to just turn it off. Otherwise, it's going to unload and go funny. Wow, that's a big mangrove. I'm so glad I have to cut that. Okay, so now we can leave the farm without worrying that it's going to unload and that it could break. You know, we don't want this thing to break. It's quite a big farm. So that means that we can go quite a distance away. It can unload. And when we come back in and we're like, okay, I'm ready to turn this farm back on. And, you know, I need some more, let's say, for example, I need some more cherry wood. Let's go over here, just turn it on. This is the dark section. And there we go. It's on. It's coming back. This is how efficient this farm is. So this is definitely the farm to build. Okay, so now that this is completed and I've got some wood stocked up, let's move on to the next project. Oh, I wanted to talk about this space. So during a live stream, again, another Wednesday live stream, I went ahead and I grew all of the rest of the grapes. So we managed to harvest enough of the tiger grapes. So we've made a little patch over here. Just a few more that we need to add. And the fly, we need to give this fly a name. I was calling it Marty McFly, but that's kind of dumb. So give the fly a name in the comments below. And if we give the fly the train schedule, what that means is he is going to drive the tractor out, go and harvest all of these grapes, get to the end of the line. So I've made it that it's always going to look a bit full because we've got some extra grapes on the side. And it's just going to reverse. There we go. Perfect reversing skills. Well done. This fly is so talented. And then over here, we've got a portable interface. So there it goes again. And it's just collecting a whole lot of seeds. How easy is that? Oh, I need to fix up this hole. I will fix it up. It's on my to-do list. During the live stream, Lovejoy and I decided it was a good idea to maybe breed the seals. And we had to go find lobster tails. Oh my goodness. I'll put a clip of that live stream in right now. Okay. So I'm at the Sandysparkles statue.
I'm just
flying fish.
Collecting my dead body.
Do you need me to help you?
No, we're all good. I just gotta swim over to it. It just take me a while to get to it.
Okay.
I died in the middle of the water. Where will my body be? Will it just be in the water?
I think it will float. I want to say it will float.
Oh, it does float. Oh.
Okay, good.
That's morbid.
At least it doesn't float face down.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Oh.
Okay, there's a seashell. There's another seashell. I don't see these lobsters.
Oh, lobsters!
No, you're kidding.
Nope. I found them. I got one. Do you have a bucket and water? Hang on, do I have a bucket?
I do have
another one?
I have 2 buckets.
2 buckets, perfect. So there's 2 left, just by me. I'm being manhandled by a lobster.
Oh my goodness. Why can I not grab this thing? There we go. Okay, what are we going to do with these 2 lobsters? Can you breed lobsters?
Although most commonly red, lobsters can also come in other rarer colours. It doesn't say anything about breeding.
Oh.
So maybe they're like fish. Maybe, because I don't think you can breed fish.
No, you can't.
But,
you know that I stopped here and I had a look at that shell and there were no lobsters. Okay, cool.
You guys want some lobster? Like,
We went and found
Actually,
them
they're
specifically
your
for you.
lobsters. They're your lobsters. They're your seals.
Okay, well, you
do
can
the
feed a
honours.
seal and I'll feed a seal.
Okay.
So I'll feed the one on my left. There we go. Oh, goodness me.
I don't think
Oh,
you should be
look
watching that.
at! Oh, look at it. It's so cute. That's so sweet. Alright, cool. Okay. So you ready to go die in the nether?
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to explore the nether.
Okay, so that live stream was quite entertaining with myself and Lovejoy. And if you want to watch that live stream, I'll be linking it in the card above. So check it out. Let's get back onto the projects. Okay, so we're starting here at the barn again. I've taken some time and I've decorated the area with some lighting and some fencing just to separate the orchard and the little bit of the vineyard going on here. I got a little bench so we can sit and watch the tractor drive up and down. So cute. Okay, and here we are at the stables. So this is a really cool build that I've made. And I used the macaw's roofs. How cool do these roofs look? They look so real. So P-Dubs, if you're out there watching this, why don't you just get the macaw's mod and you can build these awesome roofs. You don't have to worry about drip leaf. So just get this mod. And how cool is this? We can have slabs with the vinery mod. I love it. Grass slabs. And then we had to pretty things up with a little flower box. And I had to put this horse into the stable because he kept walking in front of the tractor. He's got a death wish, I promise. Okay, so we need to go find the rest of the horses and wrangle them in. Here's a horsey. Okay, come buddy. Let's take you to your new stables. Okay, come in. There we go. Good. Thank you. Okay. I managed to find myself a horse. So check the speed on this. 12.41. This is probably one of the fastest horses I found. I found him in the wilderness and I yoinked him and brought him back here. He's going to get a saddle. Okay, my friend. Oh, goodness. Now I'm confused. So this is the fast horse, but I think I tamed this horse the other day. And I was riding around. I'm thinking, why are you so slow, buddy? For a 12 horse, you're very slow. Okay, I got confused. All right, so let's just take him out. Yeah, let's take him out of this cramped space over here and put him in the middle of the field and we'll get better success this way. Do you like some apples? Have some apples. There we go. Oh, I got plenty of apples. Take as many as you want. Oh, you look like you're smiling. Any more? Okay. Let's see. Will you be my friend? Let's see. Let's see. First time. He loves apples. That's how you do it. If you want a horse as your friend, you got to give him apples. Okay, let's put the saddle on him. There we go. Now we can ride him around. Okay, let's go pick up the rest of the horses. Okay, buddy, you are going to have to come with me. There we go. Okay, I don't see any more horses. I'm going to pack this one away and let's continue. Yeah, good boy. Good morning, horsey. Yes, some apples for breakfast. There we go. Lovely. Okay, let's go. And here is my lovely farm. Okay, so I have some notes. I'm sure you see the top part of this is different. Let me explain. I've moved the portable storage interface and I've moved it down because it turned out an oak tree grew really short and knocked the storage interface, so the whole thing didn't move. So I had to put it lower down and it still connects, so all of this is still the same. You still got the storage control over here, so everything is still the same. It's just been moved down. Close everything with a trapdoor. Looks quite neat. And it still works the same, so it still connects to these things. And now it just sweeps across a little bit cleaner and it just looks so much nicer. And then we had to have symmetry, so I did the same on this side. So it's the same thing. The portable storage interface into the controller, same thing. It's nice and level to the floor, and it just sweeps across and makes it look so much nicer. So this is a change I would recommend. You can build it the first way, you can build it this way. It's entirely up to you. And that is it for this video. And to all the new subscribers that have joined, welcome in. And if you don't know what's happening, you don't know what world this is Chaoscraft. And if you don't know how I got into this world, I will link the very first episode of how I appeared on this world. And I'll link my episode 1, my official Chaoscraft episode, in the cards at the end of the screen. So please go ahead, watch it, learn about this wonderful world that I've built with some friends, and feel free to catch up until you get to this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great weekend and spread some sparkle wherever you go. Bye-bye, everybody.